Hello everyone, welcome back to Archana's Teaching Hub. In the previous class, we discussed the basic concept of growth and development, which forms the foundation of child development and pedagogy. In today's class, we will learn about principles of development. These principles explain how development occurs and the direction in which it progresses. Understanding this principle is very important for teachers because it helps them understand children's behavior and learning process. So, let us begin today's session and understand the principles of development in a detail. Development is a systematic and continuous process of change that occurs in a human beings from birth to adulthood. Child development follows a certain basic principles or rules which explain how development occurs and in what direction it progresses. Understanding these principles helps teachers to understand child's behavior, plan effective teaching strategies, support healthy development of children. These principles apply to all areas of development including physical, cognitive, emotional and social development. Principle of continuity. Development is a continuous process. It begins from conception and continues throughout life. Development does not occur suddenly, it happens gradually and continuously over time. For example, a child does not suddenly become an adult. Growth and development occur step by step over many years. Development never stops, although the rate of development may change. Principle of sequential development. Development follows a specific sequence or order. Children develop abilities in a predictable sequence. For example, a child learns to sit before standing, stand before walking, walk before running. Similarly, a child learns to babble before speaking words. The sequence of development is fixed, but the speed may differ among children. Principle of general to specific. Development proceeds from general responses to specific responses. At first, children use large and general movements, and later they develop more precise and specific movements. For example, a baby initially moves entire arms but later learns to pick up objects using fingers. Another example, a child first makes random sounds and later speaks clear words and sentences. Principle of cephalocaudal development. Development occurs from head to toe. This means that children gain control over the head and upper body before the lower body. For example, a baby first learns to control head movements, then control arms, then control legs. Cephalocaudal development means development proceeds from head to downward. Principle of proximodistal development. Development proceeds from the center of the body to the outer parts. Children gain control of central body parts before peripheral parts. For example, a child first controls shoulder movements, then arms, then hands, and finally fingers. This explains why young children initially have poor fine motor skills. Principle of individual differences. Every child is unique and development occurs at different rates for different children. Although the sequence of development is similar, the speed of development may vary. For example, some children start walking at 10 months while others may walk at 14 months. Both are considered normal development. Teachers should respect individual differences among learners. Principle of integration. Development involves the integration of different abilities and skills. Children first develop simple abilities, which later combine to form complex skills. For example, to write properly, a child needs motor control, eye hand coordination, language ability, cognitive understanding. These abilities integrate together to form writing skills. Principle of interaction, heredity, and environment. Development occurs through the interaction between heredity and environment. Heredity provides the biological potential while environment provides experiences and opportunities. For example, a child may inherit high intelligence, but without proper education and environment, the potential may not fully develop. Both heredity and environment are important for development. Remember these key principles. Development is continuous. Development follows a sequence. Development moves from general to specific. Development follows cephalocaudal direction. Development follows proximodistal direction. Development shows individual differences. These principles help teachers understand how children learn and develop in the classroom. Principles of development explain the basic patterns and rules of human development. Understanding this principle helps teacher create effective learning environment and support children's growth properly. So, in today's class, we discuss the principles of development which explain the basic pattern of how children grow and develop. These principles are very important for understanding child behavior and learning in the classroom. And questions from this topic are frequently asked in a CTET examination. If you found this class helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more classes in this CTET CDP complete series. In the next class, we will discuss another important topic, heredity and environment. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next class.